Someone shared, according to an investigation by the New York Post. Evidence suggested that Facebook has been using a wide range of subtle and sophisticated practices as well as resources to influence user content by means of hate speech engineering, in the words of a former Facebook insider. The employees working on this include 6 Seattle-based Chinese nationalists who hold H-1B visas. Someone said, "When did Facebook become similar to WeChat? And how can one of the largest social media sites in democratic nations utilize the same tools that have been mastered by authoritarian regimes like the Chinese government?" Someone said what these people did may lead to the introduction of a legislation that is similar to the Chinese Exclusion Act from many years ago. Someone said as long as the CCP exists, the Chinese people will not escape its surveillance and persecution no matter where they flee to and reside in. Someone shared that while using Google Translate, when I entered in English that Trump just lost the election, it was accurately translated into Chinese. But when I entered in English that Biden just lost the election, the Chinese translation instead says that Biden has just won the election. Someone explained this was determined by Google Translate's translation mechanisms and can be modified manually. It may be that some people have been deliberately refreshing and seeking to update this particular translation. Someone shared a video showing that when he tried to enter names similar to Biden's, Google translated them accurately, but when he put in Biden's name, it immediately translated into Biden has won the election. Someone tried to put the two sentences together, and the translation result still shows that Joe Biden has just won the election. Trump has just lost this election. Someone explained, according to someone that works at Google, this is the result of model bias. Someone said there are increasingly more restrictions regarding retweeting on Twitter. Someone said, I've reported many users that shared hate speech against or directly attacked Trump, but none of them have been suspended. Well, in the meantime, it's not often heard that Biden supporters' Twitter accounts were suspended. According to media reports, Apple's iPhone 12 arrived in China on Friday and were met with strong demands among Chinese citizens. Someone said, it's somewhat ironic that while the leaders of the Chinese Communist Party are promoting the spirit of resisting US aggression and aiding Korea, the Chinese people are actually rushing to buy Apple phones. Chinese Communist Party leader Xi Jinping appears to be quite confident recently.
现在中国人民已经组织起来了，是惹不得的，如果惹翻了，是不好办的。
According to media reports, on October 21st, India arrested 3 more Chinese Communist Party agents on charges of espionage. According to Japan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Chinese telecommunications companies have been excluded from Japan's domestic 5G construction. Someone felt that for the Chinese people, it's really not worth it to fight for the CCP.
你这边刚摆个摊儿，城管把摊儿收走了，回头你还得喊我要保卫钓鱼岛。
This video shows that it is really not easy to make a living as a street vendor in today's China. The urban management officers smashed the water chestnuts sold by the vendors, but the vendors had to quickly pick them up while accompanying the officers with smiling faces. In Wuhan of Hebei province, it was said that many street vendors will lose their job because recently the owner of Shengli Market there suddenly issued a change in regulations and demanded that female vendors' age cannot exceed 45 and male vendors' age cannot exceed 50. One of the street vendors commented, "This is too demanding because the bar is way too high. My wife and I are turning 51 years old. In accordance with this new regulation, we will not be able to sell vegetables here anymore." Someone said the security guard downstairs once said that in China, every taxpayer must understand that not only do you have to support your own family, you also have to support Africans, because Beijing has been giving away Chinese people's money to African nations in the name of providing economic assistance. Here in the following report, human rights lawyer and well-known Chinese dissident Mr. Chen Guangcheng shared about some of his thoughts regarding the Obama administration, Joe Biden, as well as the Chinese government.
中共不断透过渗透、撒钱去腐蚀美国的政商、媒体、学术等各界人士，早已是公开秘密。美国政府也已经展开调查，而今拜登家族爆出通共门，他一点也不意外。
有一个非常值得注意的点，大家可以看到很多这个当时，在政府部门工作的人在退休以后啊，都会有机会受到北京中共的邀请，然后到中国去。最明显的就是奥巴马后来退休以后去中国，那谁要想跟他拍照片，一张照片就是3万美金啊，中共就会出面组织很多这个有钱人出来做这样的事情。
2012年，陈光诚逃往美国后，时任副总统的拜登因为担心触怒中共，拒绝接见。但后来，拜登在2人同台出席的一个颁奖场合的公开讲话，让陈光诚对拜登的表里不一留下深刻印象。
拜登就给这个人回一个短信说：“你可以来我们见面。”然后话锋一转说：“千万别带你的朋友来，啊，太敏感了。那共产党要知道会疯掉。”但是尤其是在那个颁奖典礼的会场上，听他从嘴里讲出来，我从来不会放过任何一次跟人权捍卫者见面的机会。这样的话，再把当年这件事情联系起来，那你就可想而知，这个人就说是表面一套，背后一套，嘴上一套，心里一套，做的是多么的炉火纯青啊！
美国媒体在这次选战中的偏颇已经相当突出，除了脸书、推特发生禁言封号，陈光诚在共和党大会上公开谴责中共是全人类敌人，并表态支持川普连任的谈话，竟然在 CNN 直播过程中被关闭。
你如果不直播，那也没什么问题。你说我就是不做这个共和党的任何新闻也行，可是你去直播了，那在我演讲的时候又把我的视频给封掉，那你说你仇恨川普总统也好，仇恨谁也好，难道说你仇恨我比仇恨他们还厉害吗？不是因为这个，那是因为什么呢
？Child, we will bring you home. You'll be a flower that sees the spring. Soon a dove flying high